Okay, so let's take a look at some ETFs. So one of the ones here that I've just been keeping an eye on is Dust. And I'm looking for some essentially extraordinary moves out of this one. I think we're at the point where this thing is kind of ready to go again. And this is one I'm going to be actively trading on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week during the live class. And I'll just kind of show you at least some of the things that I'll be looking at here. One is gold. We're right at a pausing point here. I mean, it could actually work its way up to that tree line there. But what I'm looking at is that it can actually start rolling. And of course, to trigger that, what we're looking at is the dollar index. Now the dollar index, it's coming back to support the 21 EMA. That to me would be a natural kind of a pausing point for it to consolidate, generate a squeeze, and then continue on its way higher. And then guess what happens then? Gold falls over and Dust explodes. That actually could be a potentially fantastic trade. And then also another one here, I've been watching just oil related. So you've got Dig and Doug, right? Well, Doug, let's go back to Doug here. This one is setting up where, it has some very kind of good kind of spiky moves too. And it's got a squeeze setting up as well. So looking for this to potentially fly as well. And, you're talking some actually fairly big moves there. But in addition to this, in terms of the other ETFs and everything like that are setting up, you've got XLP. This is one that continues to kind of grind up here into that fire line. Another potentially fun one is going to be DGAZ. Now, this is based on natural gas. Now, it's a smaller one, only $2. But some of the ETF stuff that I'll be talking about on Saturday, although a lot of it's going to be option-based, you can do some cool things with these smaller priced, extremely liquid ETFs that move 5% in a day, and you don't even have to worry about things like theta decay. This is another one I like too, just XIV, if you've never traded this one. This is one that has great moves. It just kind of collapses when the VIX gets strong. I mean, it's an inverse ETF, but then it continues grinding higher when it's quiet. And this will be another one that's going to fly with China cutting rates. I mean, this moved 9% today. I mean, that's something that will continue to accelerate. And so all this ETF stuff, I am going to be covering on Saturday in detail. This is all new stuff, simpleroptions.com/creator. And this is going to be this Saturday from 2 to 6 o'clock East Coast time. I'm super excited about this class. I mean, we're going to be talking about a lot of big picture stuff in terms of, what the dollar is doing and all that kind of stuff too. But the reality of it is that, it's great that the dollar is making some seismic shifts kind of in the trading universe. That's going to create some massive opportunities. And these are setups that you can use to take advantage of that. But guess what? Someone had a great question of like, well, what happens if the dollar doesn't move? It's okay. These are setups. Two of these setups are setups I've never taught before that you can also use. They work great with ETFs, and I'll show you, specific stocks that they'll work on as well. And this is the Saturday class, and it is $497. Okay. If you also want to do the 3 days of live trading, which is going to be December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, that's a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that is $997. And of course, the cool thing is that the Saturday class just is included with that. Okay, so you're not doing $497 plus $997. It's if you do the $997, that's free. Okay, and then a couple things about this too. If you previously took the ETF class through Simpler Options or Simpler Stocks, a couple of you have asked, it's like, well, I'm really nervous about signing up for another ETF class. I mean, haven't we already taken that? And again, this is a completely different class. This is kind of, part two, so to speak. Setups I've never talked about in many cases, or two setups that I've never talked about before, plus just strategies to utilize in the stuff that's happening in 2015. If you took the Simpler Options ETF class or the Simpler Stocks ETF class and you sign up for the Saturday class, and at the end of it you're like, John, this was not new stuff, you can totally get your money back. Okay, so I don't want you to be concerned about that. And then last but not least, if you are interested in the 997 version, there are two awesome bonuses for that. going to be doing a class on the 31st. This is kind of the tax loss selling. Plus, it's just the planner gets slaughtered for 2015. You get access to that for free. And then there'll be a follow-up class webinar on big picture outlook and these trades. That'll be a $297 class, and you also get that for free. Okay. Anyway, I think it's gonna be fun. I love doing these things. I love doing the live trading, and it's great because we can actually spend a lot of time one-on-one asking questions and things like that too. All right, simpleoptions.com/creator. Either have a great Thanksgiving if you're getting this prior, or if you're opening this later, hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you at the next update.